Forever. Presbyterians. Forever. God will rejuvenate his church. God will rejuvenate his church. Dear Presbyterians, today we are celebrating the 66th anniversary of our constitutional autonomy. As we look back on the past 66 years, the first thing that comes to mind is, wow, time flies. The wise man says, to every dark cloud, there is a silver lining. No matter how dark the night may be, the sun will always rise to chase away the darkness. So God's children who hope and wait on him may see a new dawn and be rejuvenated. These words of hope to the Israelites are coming to us this morning as we celebrate the 66th Presbyterian Church Day, assuring us Presbyterians that in Christ all is not lost. We are celebrating the Church Day when we are experiencing and going through the worst of times in all history as a church, people, nation, and the world. Some of our relationships in our homes, in our church groups, in our congregation, and in the church leaves much to be desired. As in Isaiah's day, there is hopelessness all over the place. Our society and world are getting darker and darker. God's natural design is being twisted and perverted. You cannot read an edition of a newspaper without coming across a story whose contents talk of evil in one form or another. Radio and television carry their own stories of societal ills. We read or watch stories of slander, character assassination, malice, theft, secret societies, various abuses, transgender behavior, and every manner of sexual immorality seems to be growing. Sometimes you are scared of what to watch, hear, or read in the press. The Anglophone crisis is escalating and getting worse every day. We've come to the peak of human wickedness, where human life has no value at all. We will not yet come out of the shock and consternation of another gruesome murder of people at a wake-up in Mavi. What a world! We seem to be more and more self-centered and selfish instead of getting more and more considerate of the needs and cries of our neighbors and the suffering masses. Dear Presbyterians, it is in this context that we are celebrating the Presbyterian Church Day on the theme rejuvenation. We have come here this morning to seek God's face for the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, for our nation Cameroon, and for the world. There is absolute need for rejuvenation. The restoration, renewal, and revival of the church will lead to the rejuvenation of the nation of Cameroon and the world. We have been inspired by the assurance given to the hopeless and despondent Israelites to remain resilient, waiting on God to rejuvenate us and the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. When we think about waiting, we often associate it with inactivity or passivity. However, waiting on the Lord is far from being passive. It is an active process of seeking God's face in prayer. It is about letting go of our plans and desires and to allow God to work in us and through us. Waiting on the Lord also requires patience. Patience in this context is not just about enduring delay. It's about giving up when things don't go our way, when prayers seem unanswered, and when God's plan seems unclear, and it's about trusting God who is working behind the scenes, even when we do not see. Waiting on the Lord is not easy at all. It can be frustrating and even painful. But it is in those moments that God can rejuvenate us. Waiting on the Lord is also a time of preparation. As we wait, God is preparing us to be overcomers. He is preparing us for the blessings and challenges that lie ahead. And He is preparing us to be vessels of His love, grace, and truth. Dear Presbyterians, on the 23rd of December 1886, the first missionaries from Bastos arrived Cameroon. 4 days later, one of them, the Reverend Frederick Beecher, died of malaria. That could have frustrated their missionary work completely. Amazingly, in reporting the incident to the Humboldt at Bastos, one of them, Christian Delgado, it is the Lord whom it has pleased to introduce our ban in such a way, we therefore cannot and will not withdraw. Oh yes, following Christ does not give us a license or guarantee to be free from the mishaps, headaches, and heartaches of life. Dear Presbyterians, the difficulties and struggles we are going through are the best price we must pay for the accomplishments and victories of tomorrow. It was never easy with the missionaries who brought the good news to us. Today we are celebrating our achievements as an indigenous church, and also the endurance of the missionaries who brought the gospel to us. In spite of our difficulties, the church marches on. Oh yes, we are often troubled, but not crushed. Sometimes in doubt, but never in despair. There are many enemies, but we are never without a friend. Though badly hurt at times, we are not destroyed. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, the verses 8 to 10. My dearest fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters in faith, dear Christians of Presbyterian Church Bastos, as we celebrate our church day, you are at the front lines of the evangelistic drive in the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. Indeed, the Presbyterian Church in all domains of the church's life. You are a pace-setter congregation and an example worth emulating. Therefore, I wish to use this singular opportunity as we celebrate our 66th Presbyterian Church Day to congratulate you for your enormous sacrifices you made and are making for the extension of God's kingdom in this congregation, in the East Mogunos Presbytery, and in the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon.